with this opportunity and you're a guest. I just hope this isn't the second time that you said no to an opportunity like this. Not many times does something like this come around where you literally get to be in on the ground floor at the beginning of the launch of an entire country. And so that's where you're at. You're seeing this at the genesis. You're seeing it in its very earliest stages. We've literally been in Australia now for just a few days with this group, and so and it's already exploding. And so that the wise people say, if you're in on the if you're in on the know, you're in on the dough, right? And so that's where you're at. You're in on the grow, and you're in on the know. And so we're going to go ahead and get this thing kicked off. I'm going to play a quick video because I want you to see the simplicity of this. Could I walk through a slideshow? Absolutely, I could. I could sit here and bore you for an hour with a bunch of facts and figures, but I want you to see something very simple and duplicatable that you can do. You have access to this video just like I do. You have access to all the resources that we'll see today. So this video we're going to watch is a little bit about the company, a little bit about the products, and a little bit about the business and just the Zija story, how this came about. And then I'll come back on after this video and maybe tie up any loose ends, answer some questions, and share my story. So give me just 1 second as I get this queued up here, and I appreciate your patience. Thanks so much, everybody. Thanks for your patience, everybody.
Is a multi-million-dollar net has helped individuals throughout the world receive proper nutrition through our premier line of moringa-based products. These products have allowed hundreds of thousands of people to live their life to the fullest while looking, feeling, and being their best selves. Zija's passion for self-improvement has since expanded into 2 new cutting-edge product divisions, Ameo Essential Oils and Ripsticks Fitness Supplements. Each product and division builds upon the 4 pillars of our Life Unlimited mantra and company culture, namely health and nutrition, active lifestyle, financial freedom, and personal development. Zija International is a multi-million-dollar network marketing company based in Utah in the United States. The company's success is driven by tens of thousands of independent distributors and customers found throughout the world. Since being founded in 2005, we've quickly become an industry leader, experiencing remarkable growth and development year after year. Our products and business opportunity truly are revolutionizing the health and wellness world and changing the way people take care of their mind, body, and soul. The Zija success story begins with one man discovering a nutritious and beneficial tree grown in faraway lands. This man is Ken Brailsford, a pioneer in the nutritional supplement industry, the father of herbal encapsulation, and the founder of Zija International.
I was happily retired until a friend called me up and wanted to show me a video that he had recorded off of the Discovery Channel. He wanted me to go into business with him. I was just going to watch it and tell him, no, thank you, I've done that, I don't need to do it again. But I watched the video on Moringa oleifera. By the time I finished, I knew I had to be involved in it. It was something that was great and the world needed. I felt impressed and spiritually prompted that this is something I needed to do. So I became involved with my friend in a business venture that would change the lives of countless people throughout the world.
Since Ken's discovery, Zija International has flourished into a worldwide phenomenon. This is in part thanks to the impressive executive team that he assembled. This group of industry leaders works tirelessly to empower Zija's independent distributors in every way possible.
I've handpicked the executive team to make the company strong and to give the distributors and those in the field every bit of information and knowledge that they need and the tools that they need to become successful. This executive team has over 100 years experience in the MLM industry. And that background understanding is what is needed to be completely successful. Everything is in place for the distributor to make them successful. And the company is there to support the distributors in every way possible.
Ken chose Rodney Larson to lead the company with the goal of rapid and sustainable growth at the top of their minds. Mr. Larson already had ample expertise in the health and wellness sector, as well as previous executive leadership experience in network marketing. He shares Ken's vision for the potential that Zija has to provide life unlimited worldwide. Today, Rod is guiding the company toward the growth that they both intended.
It's a pleasure leading Zija day to day. I firmly believe in our products and in our business opportunity, and I love traveling the world to help spread the message of Life Unlimited to people of all walks of life. Because Life Unlimited means something different to everyone, the opportunity at Zija International is perfect for everyone. Our goal is to help you meet your personal, financial, health, and family goals, no matter what they might be.
First and foremost, Zija International is about great products. Here's a look at Zija's 3 product divisions and the specific needs that they fill. Zija's core nutritional products each contain a healthy and effective dose of Moringa oleifera, nicknamed Nature's Miracle Tree. They also maximize the body's ability to absorb Moringa's 90-plus vitamins, minerals, vital proteins, antioxidants, omega oils, and other benefits. The positive health effects of Moringa are truly amazing, including anti-inflammatory support, improved digestion, heightened mental clarity, increased energy, natural anti-aging benefits for your body and your skin, immune system support, blood glucose level regulation, enhanced circulation, and much more. Zija's Core Nutritionals division includes nourishing supplement drinks, a complete weight management system, and a cutting-edge anti-aging skincare line. Together, these products allow users to drink life in and experience inner health and outer beauty. Ameo essential oils are inspired by Zija's passion for wellness and vitality. These luxuriously pure products are extracted from nature's most generous trees, herbs, plants, seeds, and fruits. Essential oils have been highly valued and used throughout history for their many advantageous therapeutic properties. They have the ability to solve thousands of problems, improving the health and well-being of all who use them. Purity and quality are the two most important aspects of any essential oil. Both affect its therapeutic value, aroma, color, potency, and when applicable, flavor. To ensure that our oils are of the highest purity and quality, including meeting clinical grade standards and being cell-active and permeable, they must pass our rigorous patent-pending Certi-5 endorsement. Certi-5 oils require precise and correct sourcing, validating, and delivery processes achieved exclusively via mail. These processes are overseen and confirmed by the prestigious AMEO Scientific Advisory Board. Because we're so confident in the quality and purity of our final AMEO products, we've also created a complete AMEO difference system. You can go to ameodifference.com, enter the unique badge code on the bottom of your bottle, and instantly gain access to the tests performed on your oil and its results. We also include videos of the oil permeating live cells. In a world that recognizes the importance of living an active lifestyle more than ever before, we set out to create a line of top-quality, natural fitness supplement products for all types of athletes. The result is the Ripsticks Hydration and Fitness line. Ripsticks products have truly revolutionized the way that people work out, fuel their body, and push their limits time and time again. They've been carefully formulated to help you keep your drive alive with the energy and nutrients needed before, during, and after, long after your workout. Whether you stay active by pounding the pavement, helping your team to the top, refining your downward-facing dog, or setting your personal record on a lift, it's time to power your fitness with Ripsticks. What sets Zija Core Nutritionals, AMEO Essential Oils, and Ripsticks Fitness Supplements apart is the scientific base used in the formulation and creation of each and every product. Zija has enlisted Dr. Joshua Plant to help create these breakthrough divisions. Dr. Plant graduated first in his class from Harvard Medical School with a PhD in biomedical sciences. He's done extensive research on the human body and has been published in multiple scientific journals and papers on various health and nutrition topics.
Shortly after graduating, I was offered numerous jobs in top-tier pharmaceutical companies from around the world. However, I became discouraged when I realized that much of their efforts are focused on trying to find cures for diseases that could be easily prevented through proper health and nutrition. I realized that the way to enhance the lives of both the healthy and sick was through proper nutrition and exercise. I decided to take my efforts and expertise to Zija International. By so doing, I have been able to help more people find better health and truly live life unlimited.
There has never been a more exciting time to be involved in the health and wellness industry, which is the next trillion-dollar economic sector. This growth will create more successful entrepreneurs worldwide than ever before over the next few years. Many of them Zija independent distributors.
One of the most exciting things about Zija International is that we're growing far and wide. We currently operate in over 50 countries and continue opening in new markets every few months. We're taking Zija Core Nutritionals, AMEO Essential Oils, and Ripstick supplements and spreading their valuable benefits across the globe. No matter where we go, despite different cultures and languages, our products are being embraced and people are getting successful businesses in their own lands. Health and nutrition, financial freedom, personal development, and an active lifestyle. These are the pillars that define life unlimited. It's our goal to provide the vehicle to help you create the life that you want and deserve, a life with endless possibilities. We believe that proper nutrition will provide hope and the opportunity to enjoy a longer, fuller life. Financial freedom can be a reality with the business model and tools that Zija provides. At Zija, you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. Our goal is your success. Personal development can change the way you look at life and can help you to create your own destiny. Finding and fulfilling your potential is one of the most amazing feelings in the world, and it's happening every day right here at Zija International. Living an active lifestyle will help you feel your best, look your best, be your best, and have the energy to achieve your personal goals. Here's to you, Zija Nation, living a life unlimited.
All right, so that is just a basic overview. Like I said, a little bit about the products, a little bit about the company background, and of course, a little bit about the business as well. So bear with me just a second as I figure out these technical, these buttons here. So hopefully, I'm not really sure how to get my screen. There you go. Thanks, Dan. Dan sent me an invitation for me to share my webcam. So, all right. So in the future, as you run a webinar, you might not want me to figure everything out because it's not my strong suit. I appreciate Dan and Charity putting this together and setting this all up for us. I think Belinda had some part to do with that as well. And so, guys, I just want to say congratulations on making a good decision, and not just making a decision, but and see that's a big step, right? A lot of people. A mark of successful people is the ability to make decisions. Most people are so indecisive. It's the start that stops most people. Most people just never truly get started. And so if you haven't gotten started yet, we invite you to get started. If you have gotten started, I want to say congratulations on getting started. The key to getting ahead is, of course, getting started. And you might be bad before you're good and good before you're great, but before all that, you have to start. And before you start, you have to want something more than what you have. And so I commend you on making a decision, getting started, and then even more importantly, I commend you on taking action. And, it's one of those things where a lot of people say, hey, I'm in, rah, rah, it's just boom, bah, I'm excited, but they never take action. Maybe they do a lot of lip service, but they don't. They never really draw a line in the sand and say, hey, I'm going to the top, and then make movement towards that decision. Take action on the commitment that they've made. And I'm just so excited for this group because this is a group of action takers. You've not wasted any time. You've not wasted a day. You've taken action every single step of the way, and so I want to commend you for that, and just say my hat's off to you. I applaud you. So, all right. So I want to dive right into just a couple of topics, and of course I don't want to take all day from you. I know that you guys probably have some plans of enrolling some people today and over the next few days, and getting them on phone calls and getting them introduced to the information. And so I don't want to steal a lot of time from you, but I do want to cover just a couple of topics, just some things that have really been key ingredients in our success over the last few years, and also some things that have helped us expedite our success and get there a little bit faster as we tweaked some things. We figured some things out along the way. And after that, I'm going to turn it back over to Dan, let him share a couple of ideas on some specific topics and some training. But I want to start by talking about the fundamentals. And, whether it's this business, whether, I don't know if there are sports fans out there, whether it's, pretty much anything in life that you want to be successful at, there are typically just a handful of fundamentals, and that's good news. There's only 4, 5, 6, about a half dozen maybe fundamentals to get good at anything, and it's the same case here. You don't have to learn a 1,000 things to get good at building a Zija business. There's only really a handful of things that you can practice, things that are very simple, things that are acquired skills and you can get better at over time. And that's what I loved about this when I got started, is everything that the people that were making the most money, the people that were at the top, that were they were knocking this thing out of the park, those people, they were all really just, they were teaching the same stuff, and it was all really simple stuff. And so it was easy for me to wrap my mind around it. And so let me take an opportunity just to kind of share my story real quick, and maybe tie up any loose ends about the video. I know the video was kind of choppy, and I do apologize for that. I'm not sure why that was. But I want you guys that are hearing me for the first time, I want you to know kind of where I come from. I live in Kentucky here in the United States, and for me, I was actually, for the first time I was introduced to network marketing, I was 18 years old, and I just graduated from high school. And right around that time, I got started in college at the local university here. And right around that time, I met some really wealthy guys, and they shared network marketing with me. They invited me to take a look at a company that starts with an A and ends with a way. You've probably heard of it. It's Amway, right? And so I took a look at Amway. I actually got started. I didn't know even what network marketing was at the time. My college roommate introduced me to these guys, and they shared the opportunity, and so I got started. Over the course of the next couple of years, my mind was literally turned upside down. My world was changed. My worldview changed. And it was kind of like, I don't know if you've seen the movie, but it was kind of like being unplugged from the Matrix. It was just a shock to my entire existence, because I saw what was possible. I saw that there was an entire world of opportunity that existed outside of what my brain had previously thought. See, I was only taught one way of creating income. I was taught, go to school, get good grades, get a good job, and you'll make it financially. Unfortunately, as I started to look around me, I saw a lot of people that followed that plan, and they weren't seeing the success that they thought they were going to see, or the success that they were promised as we're taught growing up. So I just kind of opened my eyes and realized that there's a better way. And to this day, 10 years later, I'm 28 years old now, to this day, I have not discovered a better vehicle than network marketing to create what I call lifestyle. And my definition of lifestyle is time plus money, right? See, a lot of people maybe they have a lot of time, but they don't have a lot of money. And then there's a select few people that have a whole lot of money, but they don't have a lot of time. And very few people in the course of their lifetime are able to find a way to marry the two, time and money, and have both. And the only people that I know that have been able to do that effectively are people that are professionals inside of network marketing. And so I started my journey at age 18. I didn't make a lot of money in Amway. I didn't achieve the freedom that I was looking for in Amway. But what it did do is it opened my eyes, and I saw network marketing, and I saw what was possible. So I spent the next couple of years basically developing a criteria for what I thought would be a good network marketing company. I didn't just join, every fly-by-night company that someone pitched at me, and I didn't just get started with anything. I spent the next couple of years kind of building a criteria for what I thought would be a good company. And so I was working age 23. I found myself working at a restaurant. I have 2 other jobs, so I have a total of 3 jobs. And I'm working at the restaurant one night, and I meet this guy named Kevin. And Kevin was a new guy. He had just gotten started in Zija, but he didn't share that with me at the time. But he just basically said, hey, I've got something you ought to take a look at, right? And immediately I knew he was talking about network marketing. And so I said, yeah, what is it? I'd love to take a look at it. Which company is it? And so he looks at me kind of like a deer in headlights, and he's thinking, my upline didn't prepare me how to respond to that. And I said, no, I assured him. I said, no, it's okay. I love network marketing. And so he shared some links with me. I took a look at a couple of videos. The next day, he put me on the phone with a guy named Chris. And Chris shared his story. Chris answered my questions. And Chris now is the number 2 income earner in the company worldwide. He's the number 1 income earner in the U.S. I believe Belinda's had a chance to meet Chris so far. He's been a personal mentor for me, a personal mentor for Dan and Charity. And so that's kind of how the story unfolded as far as Kevin sharing this with me. And I like to pause here sometimes, and this is sort of a training in itself to help people understand how we do this business. Now, Kevin, he approached me, and he shared this with me correctly, right? And here's why. I'll point out what Kevin did, and you might have not even have caught it. But more importantly, let me point out what Kevin did not do. Okay, so Kevin, he shared this. He said, "Man, I've got something." You know, first of all, Kevin listened. Throughout the course of the night, he found out that I was frustrated, that I was looking for something, that I was literally on my knees praying for an opportunity, looking for something bigger and better. I wanted something more out of life. We were having that type of conversation, and so Kevin, he said, "Man, I've got something you might want to take a look at." And I said, "What is it?" He said, "I'm glad you asked, but I'm on a date with my wife." I think he even pointed to his watch. He said, "So I'm busy right now, but if you'll jot down your phone number, then I'll shoot you a link. I'll text it to you, a link to a couple of videos, and then we can talk tomorrow." So here's what Kevin did. All he did was ask me to take a look. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. He didn't say Zija. He didn't say Moringa. He didn't say Ken Brailsford. He didn't say network marketing until I asked him if it was network marketing. He didn't say we're going to make $1 million. He didn't say, you know, my favorite color is green. He didn't say any of that stuff, guys. All he did was ask me to take a look. He piqued my interest. That's it, right? That's the first P in the 5 Ps that we'll talk about here in a second. So all Kevin did was pique my interest. He just simply asked me to take a look. That's it. And then when I said, "What is it?" he knew my interest was piqued, right? How do you know when someone's interest is piqued? Because they ask you what it is. They say, "What is it?" Or they say, "Yeah, I'd love to take a look at it," right? So that's the first P. He piqued my interest. Now here's what Kevin did not do. He didn't ask me to buy Zija. He didn't ask me to sell Zija. He didn't ask me to do Zija. People say that to me. They say, "Brandon, do you do that Zija thing?" And I'm like, "I don't know what that means. You know, it doesn't sound good, but no, I don't do Zija." You know, he didn't whip open his coat and start throwing Zija packets at me. You know, hit me over the head with Zija. You know, he didn't do that kind of stuff, guys. Most people that are out there in the world that are doing network marketing, unfortunately, they're doing it incorrectly. They're not piquing interest. Instead, what they're doing is they're giving an on-the-spot presentation to people. See, Kevin could have sat there and told me everything about Zija, and then I would have checked out mentally. I would have stopped listening, and I would have said, "Hey, you know, I don't know what you're trying to do to me, Kevin, but I don't want to do that to other people." That's what I would have thought. That's what most prospects are thinking when they take a look at an opportunity, because most people out in the world that are doing network marketing, they're having presentations when they ought to just be having conversations. And conversations are two-sided. Conversations, if you're a good conversationalist, you're doing more listening than talking, right? And that's what Kevin did. And so he piqued my interest. Then what did he do? He passed me over to a tool. He said, "Hey, I'm on a date with my wife right now. I'm kind of busy. We're having dinner, and you look kind of busy too. I know you're working right now, so I tell you what, write down your number. I'm going to text you a link to a couple of videos." That's it. He passed me over to a tool. He sent me something that was kind of similar to what we just watched just a second ago with the Zija123.com presentation. And by the way, that's a great tool for you guys. If you haven't written that down or become familiar with that, I would check that out ASAP. So then the next day, he plugged me into a guy named Chris. He let Chris answer my questions. He let Chris share his story. Why? Because Kevin was pretty new. He didn't know how to answer the questions yet. He didn't have a great story yet, but he knew someone who did. He wasn't an expert yet, but he knew someone that was, right? So he plugged me into someone other than himself. So that's kind of a quick snippet of some of the fundamentals. I'm gonna highlight those in just a second. So I took a look. I believe it was the next day. You know, I took a look at the videos, and here's what I saw. And this portion is this is for the people that maybe are just getting started, or maybe you're taking a look for the first time and you're a guest. Guys, I saw for the first time in years. Remember, I had developed a criteria. I was looking for a good company. For the first time ever, I saw a company that met all of those criteria. I saw a company that was debt-free, that was started by a billionaire with a B, right? His name is Ken Brailsford. I saw a track record of success with Ken Brailsford that is unprecedented. No one has ever accomplished what Ken Brailsford has in network marketing. When you think of basketball, you probably think of Michael Jordan. When you think of golf, maybe you think of Tiger Woods or Phil Mickelson. Maybe when you think of TV icons, maybe Oprah Winfrey, right? You think of these icons in their respective industry. Well, network marketing, the icon is Ken Brailsford. There are only about 2 dozen network marketing companies that have stood the test of time. Ken Brailsford has 2 of those on that list. He's the only person that's ever accomplished that. When I saw the product, back then we only had one product division. We had the Zija Core Nutritionals, and now, of course, you see we have 3 product divisions. But when I got started, it was enough that when I saw Moringa, and I encourage you, if you haven't done this, maybe check out the Moringa documentary. You can find that at zija123.com in the videos, or you can just go to drinklifein.com, which is our corporate website, and click on the media center. But when I saw Moringa, guys, listen, I'm not the smartest guy on the planet. I'm a college dropout, and I dropped out for 2 reasons. One, because I started making more money than my professors, and 2, so I could sit here today on this webinar with you today and say, hey, I'm a college dropout. So if I can do it, you can do it, right? So I'm kidding, but I am a college dropout. I'm not the smartest guy on the planet, but for me, when I saw that Moringa is the most nutrient-rich plant ever discovered, and Zija International is the first company to bring it to the marketplace on a global scale, and it's the only company that does it in a way that the product remains, the integrity of the product is there, such that the plant is 100% absorbable. Your body actually absorbs all of it and uses all of it. When I saw that, I said, God, this is a no-brainer. Even where I come from, people call this a no-brainer. And so when I saw that, I immediately fell in love with what was possible with the product, and I started thinking, who do I know that needs to lose weight? Who do I know that lacks energy, that has aches and pains, that has allergies, ADHD, fibromyalgia, all these different things? And I knew people had issues, and that's all we had back when I got started, really just one product division. Now we have 2 other product divisions. We have the Ameo Essential Oils. We had the largest launch. It just launched just a few months ago. We had the largest launch in the history of essential oils. Why? Because we have the science backing our essential oils. We're the only company that has that, guys. We're the only company that has clinical grade essential oils on the planet. That's something to be proud of. The guy that is the vice president for research and development for our products, his name is Joshua Plant. He graduated first in his class from Harvard. Guys, not first, not second, right? Not third, first. I'm not a genius, but I can pick up a few clues when I see them, right? So we got a guy that's an icon in the industry, Ken Brailsford. No one's ever accomplished what he's accomplished, so he's the best. We got Josh Plant. He graduated first in his class from Harvard Medical School, and he did it in record time. He's the best, right? I'm not a genius, but he is. And then we've got Moringa. Moringa is the most nutrient-rich plant ever discovered, right? It's not second or third or fourth or kind of close. It's the most nutrient-rich plant ever discovered. People ask me, they're like, Brandon, what does your product compete with? And I say, I don't know, oxygen, nothing. Everybody needs what we have. Every human being on the planet should be consuming our product, right? And that's just one product division. Now we have Ameo Essential Oils. It's the only clinical grade essential oil brand on the market, and it was the biggest launch in the history of essential oils because of that fact, because of the patented cutting edge science and research behind the oils. Now we have a third division, Ripstick Supplements. We have, of course, it's the cleanest workout supplements on the planet. It's plant-based, no harmful ingredients, all natural, nothing harmful in it. So you got these guys that are in the gym, they're drinking pre-workouts and post-workouts that are killing them, with harmful ingredients, carcinogens, and all kinds of fillers and things that are not good for your body. Well, we don't have any of that garbage. We have a product that will give you optimal performance without all of that stuff. So now we have 3 product divisions. We are the best of the best in all categories. Do you see why I was willing to wait? And do you see why, when I saw this opportunity, I jumped in with both feet and never looked back? Because I knew that we had the best of the best in every category. And when you know that you know that you know that you're the best of the best, you don't have a problem going out and sharing this with people. You don't have a problem being bold and unapologetic when you ask people to take a look at this opportunity because you know what you have, right? And then you have the right posture and the right mentality as you share this. I knew that we had a product that was helping people, and I felt confident sharing it. I knew that we had the best opportunity on the planet, and it's the best kept secret. Nobody knew about it, right? Still nobody knows about it, especially in Australia. All right, so moving on, here's what happened for me. I took a look and I got started, right? The key to getting ahead is getting started. You got to start. And I dove in head first, started building the business. Now, I had to do it very part-time in the beginning, okay? I had 3 jobs. I had to keep those 3 jobs so that I could pay the rent on my Cracker Jack house that I lived in, and for the beat up vehicle automobile that I was driving. Okay, so I had to keep my 3 jobs. So I did this part time in the beginning, and in 6 months doing this part time, I was making more money than I was full time at my 3 jobs. Okay, so I got pretty excited about that. Now, did that take some effort? Yeah, absolutely. Did that take some daily, consistent effort? Every day I wake up thinking, what can I do to move my business forward? Every day I would go to bed thinking, what have I done to move my business forward? And so did that take some action? Yes, absolutely. Was it always easy? No. Did I have some challenges? Yes, right? But here's the thing. It wasn't easy, but it was definitely worth it, right? And at the end of that 6 months, when I'm making more money part-time than I am full-time at my job, guys, I'm jacked out of my mind, excited about life, because now I'm going to work full-time. I'm going to work full-time to pay the bills, but I'm going to work part-time on my fortune, and it's starting to pay off, right? Fast forward to about 18 months in the business, we were knocking down 6 figures, a 6-figure residual income, and at that point, guys, I made the decision for me just to walk away from corporate America at age 24, and I haven't had a job ever since, and that's the blessing, guys. It's not money. There's lots of ways to make money, and you know that. I don't claim to be the best or the smartest or the most well-spoken. I'm none of those things. I'm definitely not the tallest, right? But here's the deal. I wanted freedom, and I knew that in order to win in life and to win in business, that you have to partner with winners. So I'll recap. Who are we attached to, right? You want to partner with winners, people that win in life, that win in business. We're attached to Ken Brailsford. He's the winningest person, the winningest founder and CEO and owner of a company in the history of network marketing. No one has built and sustained 3 companies that have surpassed $100 million in sales. He's the only person that's done that. This is his legacy company, and you're a part of it. So whether you're the worst player or the best player on a championship winning team, you still get a ring, right? And I understood that concept. I knew that I wasn't the best, but I could partner with the best, and I could follow a simple, duplicatable system, get some people in front of the information, get them followed up with, get their questions answered, help them get started, and start to build an organization. And over time, I knew that I could build a healthy residual income that would allow me to be free, and that's what I was after. That's been the blessing for us, my fiance Jessica, and our future family. That's what I was looking for, guys. When I was putting in the effort and maybe not always immediately seeing the results, but I had a vision of what was going to happen. I wanted to be free. I wanted to spend all day with my wife and children instead of spending all day at a job, or in a cubicle or whatever life would have handed me. I wanted to be married to my spouse, not married to my boss. I wanted to be at all the soccer games and all the school plays for my children instead of having to be at a job. And that's what I was willing to fight for. That's what I wanted, and I hope you're have something in your mind. I hope you have something that you're willing to fight for. I hope whatever your vision of Life Unlimited may be, and it could be different for everyone, but I hope that you can solidify that, you can visualize it, you can write it down, you can look at it every day and know why you're doing this business, and we're going to commit to that with you, and we're going to help you accomplish it. But that's what keeps me up late at night. That's what wakes me up early in the morning, is family. I love seeing mommies be able to come home from their job and be stay-at-home mommies, and at least have the option, the choice. That's the key, guys. You don't have to quit your job. I don't care if you quit your job, but the choice, the option, the freedom to be able to do that. See, we're freedom fighters, right? And we're helping set the captives free and have the choice, the ability, the option. That's all we're talking about here. And I love seeing mommies be able to have the option to be stay-at-home mommies. But you know what's even better, or what, not better, but to take it a step further, I love seeing daddies having the option to be stay-at-home daddies. How cool is that, right? Just a family that's able to grow together and learn together, and that's what I'm all about. That's what I get excited about. So, all right. So fast forward to now, I'm 28 years old. I haven't had a job in 4 years. I've been able to travel the world, spend time with my family, invest into the causes that I'm passionate about. And with the exception of you know, some days like today, I haven't had an alarm clock in the last 4 years. And you know, so for me, that's the beautiful thing. Someone used to tell me when to wake up. They used to tell me when to go to lunch. They used to tell me when I was, you know, allowed to go on a potty break. They told me when I could go home to my family. They said, hey, you can have X amount of days for vacation this year, which for me it was typically none. And this is really the one. This was the one that that really did it for me. Is they said, Brandon, you're allowed to be sick 5 days this year. And I thought to myself, well, that's pretty generous of you. Thank you, right? I'm thinking, what the heck, you know, what are you talking about? They said, you're allowed to be sick 5 days this year. And they called them sick days. And I said, what is that? You know, what if I'm sick 7 days this year? They said, no, you get 5. And I said, well, thank you very much. That's generous. So, guys, I just kind of started opening my eyes, and I began to realize there's more to life than you know, sucking up to a boss and begging for a paycheck for the rest of your life. And I just wanted something bigger and better. I knew that there were seeds of greatness inside me. I knew that, you know, we're God's highest form of creation, and so I just wanted something more out of life. And I knew that there was not a better vehicle to do it than Zija International. I'm thankful that someone shared it with me. I know you are too. All right, so I want to take just a quick break just to see. I don't know if there's a chat bar somewhere, or if Dan and Charity want to come on here and interrupt me for a second to steer us. If not, I'm going to dive straight into training. I don't see a chat bar anywhere, but maybe there is one. Or if Dan, if you want to just come on with your screen and just maybe give me a thumbs up, or your audio and just give me a yes to dive right in, and we'll dive into some real basic training.
Okay, that sounds fantastic. Hey,
I can't hear you, brother.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, fantastic. I see Belinda's on here. Did you want Belinda to come on real quick and just maybe share her?
I would love for her to just to come on and to share her story. And I know that maybe there's some guests that maybe are in Australia, and I'd love for Belinda to share maybe her perspective on, you know, what she's excited about and why she made the decision to partner up with us and partner with Zija. So Belinda, absolutely, if you'd like to come on, that'll give me a break just to chug some of this XM Plus really quick too. So love to hear your story, and I love your excitement, Belinda.
Hello.
Hi.
Thank you for getting up in the morning, guys, and in this training. So my story is I'm a mum. I homeschool my 3 kids, and I'm married to Jace. We've been together since I was only 16 years old, so we really have spent more than half my life together. And that's why my drive and passion is to be together as a family, which is one of the big draws of Zija. I love the culture within the company, the fact that it's a health and wellness company. We can share that, grow our family, and just really spend time together. I love the fact that the timing is right here in Australia. The last 3 days, not just for me, but for my team, has been phenomenal. And I know that's just going to get bigger and better and better. And yeah, I've just had the time of my life the last 3 days. It's been awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, that's fantastic, Belinda, and we're so excited for you. We're definitely excited to be partnered with you, and this is just the beginning. And the timing is great in Australia. I'll tell you what, I would not just me, but lots of people would kill to have the opportunity that everybody on this webinar has, right? Just I mean, literally at the beginning, not, you know, Would you rather be at the beginning or the end of Microsoft? Beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather be at the beginning or the end of Facebook? The beginning or the end of Amazon? The beginning or the end of a legacy company? You want to be at the beginning, and you guys have that opportunity. It's a principle that we call first mover's advantage, right? The first person to move, the first person to act has the biggest potential advantage, right? Now you got to take action on it, right? Timing isn't everything. Timing is important when it comes to opportunity, but timing's not everything. You got to move. You got to take action, and that's what you've done, Belinda. That's what Carmel's done. That's what several other people that are on this webinar have done, and so I'm proud of you. I'm proud to be attached to you. I'm excited for the next few weeks and years to come. I know we'll get to spend some time hanging out on the beaches of the world together. I'm excited about coming to the beaches of Australia because I've seen pictures and videos, and I know they're beautiful. All right. So, Dan, if you want to just give me a thumbs up, I'm going to dive right in just to some basic fundamentals, okay? Awesome. I'm not going to take all day, guys, and I want to encourage you to plug in, get plugged into some of our resources. We've got some new resources that Dan and Charity and Belinda know about, and they're going to be sharing those with you as soon as they become available. They're literally they're cutting edge, and they just came out. We're just finalizing some resources that are perfect timing for everyone in Australia because they're going to give you some tools to help you get off to an even faster start than Belinda has, an even faster start than Dan and Charity and myself were able to have. And so it's going to help you get plugged in, and that's key, guys. If I can just start there, is especially when you guys are on the other side of the planet, one key to your success that I'll tell you is be plugged in. I don't care. Maybe you can visualize a campfire, and so you've got this campfire, and you've got these embers or these coals that are inside the fire, and they're piping hot, they're burning, they're on fire, and they may be super hot. But when you move, let's say you take one of those coals and you separate it away from the fire. Now, what begins to happen to that coal that you separate? Well, that one coal that you've separated from the rest of the fire, it begins to become, to die down. It becomes lukewarm, and then eventually it becomes cold, right? And I see it happen too often in the United States and all over our company worldwide and industry-wide and network marketing, where people are just not plugged in, and so they just sort of fade away. And so I want to encourage you, stay close to the fire. And as you can tell, if you know Belinda, she's on fire, right? So for now, stay close to her. You want to stay close to the fire. You don't want to get distracted or knocked off course. You want to stay plugged in. And so that's the first thing. And I'm probably not supposed to even leak this, but one of the resources that we have is an app, and it's very exciting. And so it's going to steer you and help you stay plugged in and help you get off to a fast start. So Belinda knows the details on that. When that becomes available, when we release it, she'll be able to share that with you. All right. So I want to talk real briefly about. I mentioned that there are fundamentals in this business, just like there are in any business. And I want to talk briefly about those fundamentals. And if you're taking notes, you can write down, we call it the fundamental 5 or the fun 5 or the 5 Ps. You can call it whatever you want to call it. But I want to talk about how to have success in network marketing in general, but how to have success with Zija. And the first P of the Fun 5 is prospect list. Now, when we talk about a list, let's picture Zija International is the vehicle that you're choosing to use to create some sort of result. You're looking for financial freedom, you're looking for time freedom, whatever it is. So if Zija is the vehicle, then your list is sort of like the gasoline. And so a lot of people, sometimes maybe they fill up their tank a little bit, the automobile, they fill up the gasoline tank, but they don't fill it up all the way, or maybe they only fill it up once. Well, I want to challenge you, if you were taking a trip, obviously, let's say we were going from California to New York, It's difficult. I'm hoping you guys, I know that you know geography, but I'm hoping that makes sense. So opposite ends of the country, right? And you're traveling in an automobile, right? You would fill up multiple times. You would stop at a gas station and fill up. It's the same thing here, guys. Here's what most people do in network marketing, and I see it over and over and over. Most people, they talk to their mom or their best friend or their uncle or some coworkers at work. Maybe they talk to 3, 4, 5, 6 people, and most of them, they do it incorrectly. Remember, we talked about that. Most of them, they do what we call vomit comment. They verbally throw up on the person. They say, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. It's Zija, it's Moringa, it's 92 verifiable nutrients, it's 46 antioxidants, omegas 3, 6, and 9. It's my favorite color is green, and Kim Brailsford's a billionaire, and there's this kid, he's 28, and he's driving a free Mercedes-Benz, and he's retired. Blah, right? They verbally throw up on their prospect. And it's because they're excited. So it's for good reason, but it's just not effective, right? Most people are having presentations when they ought to just be having conversations. And what are conversationalists good at? Listening, right? More listening than talking. So, but in the beginning, I did it. I threw up all over my prospects. And so I want to challenge you not to do that. Instead, you want to build a prospect list and then pique their interest. That's the second P we'll get to in a second. But here's what most people do. They go talk to 4, 5, 6 people, and they do it incorrectly. And most of those people probably say no, right, because they feel like they're being sold, and nobody likes to be sold. And so that person, that new person that just got started in Zija, they get rejected 4, 5, 6 times, and then they quit. And when I see them a year later, and I say, hey, Billy, why did you quit Zija? I thought you said you were in this thing for the long haul and you had some big goals and dreams. And when I ask them why they quit, they say something like, man, I just ran out of people to talk to. And here's what I'm telling you. That is the #1 excuse I hear as to why people quit network marketing. And they quit Zija, right? And here's what I'm telling you. It's a lie. It's not true. It's a justification, or it's an illusion, right? Here's why. Because no, we're not running out of people anytime soon. There's like 300 million in America alone, like 7 billion on the planet. And guess what? They make new ones every day. New people, they're being born right now, right? So you're not running out of people to talk to anytime soon, I promise you. So what that person really did, it's not that they ran out of people to talk to, it's that they got rejected a little bit, and they were what I call lazy in list making, okay? So don't be lazy in list making, okay? This is one of those fundamentals that's very important. I spend a lot more time on talking about this just because it's the #1 reason or excuse I hear as to why people quit the business. They have this illusion that they've told themselves they ran out of people to talk to, and it's just not true, right? They were just lazy and they didn't make a list. So don't do that. Build a huge list. And here's what I'm telling you. If you have a list of 200, 300, 400 people, now it might take time to build that list to that point and to cultivate it. And see, that's what we do. We don't just write 5 names on a piece of paper. We build a list and then we cultivate it. It's a living, breathing, document that's continually growing. My list is growing every single day. I was talking to Dan and Charity last night. They were asking me if I could do a call. I said, yeah. Hold on a second. I'm talking to this guy, and he's going to take a look at Zija. Why? Because I'm adding to my list every day, right? So when you wake up in the morning, grab some, and this stuff is on the way to the Australia. So wake up in the morning, grab you some XM Plus, do some personal development, do some prayer and meditation, whatever your thing is, and then add a name to your list. Just make it a habit. And at the end of 365 days, you've got 365 new names, new people to talk to, because you've taken care and you've taken time to cultivate a list. This is one of those things that is not, you don't need to easily look over. Because when you have 200 or 300 or 400 names on a list, and you maybe you've committed to call a couple of those every day, and when you go and you call somebody and they say no, which is really not yet, that's all I hear, right? They never say no. They only say not yet, right? And I'll talk about that and maybe in the future, or maybe on the back end if we have time. But when somebody says no, but you've got 200 other names on your list, you don't really care. You say, okay, thanks, see ya. Right? It doesn't get you down. It doesn't distract you. It doesn't hurt your feelings. You don't get emotionally attached to the outcome because you've got 200 other names on the list. But when you've only got 5 names on your list and one of them says no, you're thinking, oh my goodness, you're sweating. You're thinking, that's 20% of my list. It's gone. Poof. I've only got 4 more people I can call. So you want to see a frustrated network marketer? It's the person that doesn't have anybody to talk to, right? So the average 18-year-old, according to a study that I read, the average 18-year-old recognizes and knows over 2,000 people. Most of us are over 18 on this webinar, I'm assuming. So if you're 36 years old, double that number, right? Because we meet new people every single day. So here's what I'm telling you. If the average 18-year-old recognizes and has facial recognition and knows 2,000 people, out of 2,000 people, you're going to find a couple that want to do this business with you and take it halfway seriously and can partner up with you and build a huge organization. And that's all you really need is a few, right? You don't need 1,000. You don't need 100. You just need a few serious people. It really only takes 8 people to partner with that want this and want to do it, 8 to reach the top levels of the compensation plan, right? So that's the first P, if you're taking notes, prospect list. Now I'm going to move through the others a little bit quicker, and because for time's sake, and then I want to turn it back over to Dan. But I want you, that's one of the things I want everybody on here to focus on is building a big list, and then these next 2 are really big as well. The second P is peak, P-I-Q-U-E, peak. And that's peak curiosity or peak interest. Now this is important. We've already talked about it a lot, so I'm not going to dive in super deep. But just understand the less you say, the better. I always tell people in network marketing, you get paid for not talking, right? You get paid because you pique curiosity when people want what you have, right? See, I have people that chase me down, right? If you do this correctly, this is rejection-proof network marketing. If you can learn how to effectively pique someone's interest, say a couple of quick sentences that pique interest instead of telling them everything, right? Instead of giving a presentation, just having a conversation, and throughout that conversation, as you listen, as you find out a need that they may have, and then you offer a solution, or you do what my friend Chip Buck says and you scratch the itch, or you find out what the itch is and you scratch it a little bit. You say, were you serious when you were talking about having a little bit of back pain? I just found out about a product that's helping people with their back pain. So tell me about, and then just move on to the next part of the conversation. And they're going to be thinking, you've planted a seed, they're going to be thinking, well, what is it that's helping people with back pain? If they're serious about that back pain they were complaining about. They might say, were you serious the other day when you said you have 2 kids and you're about to have to put both of them through college and you're going to have to take a second job? Well, I think I might have found something that can allow you to not have to take a second job. So tell me about, and then just move on to the next part of the conversation. It's kind of like it's like ping pong or tennis. You're just serving the ball back to them. So pique their interest. Don't give them some big fancy elaborate presentation. Just say something, and then they're going to come back and say, what is it, or something like that, so their interest is piqued. So that's the second P. Less is more, right? The actual peak in my conversation, now my conversation might last longer, but the actual peak part of my conversation, 60 seconds or less. Less is better, right? Because I'm just trying to pique their interest. I'm not trying to give them everything about Zija. I'm just trying to pique their interest so that they're open to taking a look. That's it. The third P is pass and plug. I'm sorry. The second P is peak and pass. It's early, guys. Bear with me. Peak and pass. So after I pique their interest, they say, what is it? I say, I'm glad you asked. I'm busy right now, or I don't want to confuse you, right? And I would probably just confuse you. So I want to send you to look at something, or find something that you like to say. Find a phrase that you like to say. Those are 2 that I use a lot. A lot of times I say, most of the time I'll just say, listen, I don't want to get into it right now. I'm kind of busy. But if I'm in a situation, like maybe you're at work and you're sitting next to somebody and you can't say, hey, I'm busy right now, all right? So a lot of times I just say, hey, it's not a good time to talk about it because I'll probably spend the next hour just confusing the heck out of you. So instead, I'll shoot you a link to a couple videos. Just take a look at that. Right? So just kind of stiff arm it and just pass them to a tool. And the tools that I use are videos. I like videos because they're non-invasive, non-intrusive. They don't take up a lot of time. It's quick, and there's a lot of psychology behind why I do this. But for now, just take my word for it, right? We don't have time to get into the psychology or the why behind why we're doing this. So I just want to talk about the mechanics. So I pique their interest. I pass them to a tool. I like to use the videos. You can find a tool that you like. And you're going to see many, many tools over the next couple of hours and next couple of days. So the third P is plug. So I've piqued their interest. I've passed them to a third-party tool, something other than me, right? You are not a tool. Use a video, use a conference call, use some literature, use a webinar like this, whatever you like to use. I like to use videos, and there's a lot of psychology as to why. Then I plug them. Afterwards, I plug them into someone else. Now, Belinda is quickly grooming herself into an expert, right? So as you guys are building this organization, you're building the foundation for Australia. You know, I don't want to put Belinda on the spot, but I think she's probably going to be a sort of a pillar. I know Carmel has already hit the first leadership rank, so she's also grooming herself into a leader. And there's several others that I anticipate this week are going to be hitting leadership ranks. And so these are the people that you want to look to for now, for the most part, as they groom themselves into an expert, as they learn the information quickly, and they're going to be able to answer questions on your behalf. As we figure out communications, and I think we're very close to doing that, we're going to be a lot more available for you in the U.S. as well. The only challenge will be time, right? The time difference. But we'll communicate with each other, and we'll find ways to become available to do plug calls. And what that means is, so you're either getting them on the phone or in front of someone other than yourself, right? And so let me sum all of the mechanics of our business up real quick, the daily business building activities. I can sum it up in 2 phrases. All we do is we get people in front of the information, doing as little talking as possible, right? And then we just get them on the phone or in front of someone other than ourselves. That's it. I literally just enrolled a guy yesterday. He's already done this. He doesn't even know how to spell Zija, but he does know how to send someone to look at a video, and then he just got him on the phone with me. I shared my story. I answered all of my questions. I validated all of this for him and let him know that this is the real deal. And now my brand new person already has his first person to enroll because he didn't have time to go learn everything about Zija, but he did. But he could very easily send someone to look at a video and then just get them on the phone with me. Okay, so that's the mechanics. That's the how-to, the nuts and bolts. So we peak them, then we pass them, then we plug them into someone else. You can get them to a sit-down with someone else, or you can get them on the phone with someone else, but however you guys choose to do it. The next P, so that's the first 3 Ps. The 4th P is promote. And then, guys, this is going to be so big and so exciting for you guys. I know I've done a little bit of research, and I've listened, and I've heard some of you talking about just the community and the culture in Australia, and just very family-oriented, very fun and friendly-oriented, and I love that about the Australian culture, and very close-knit. And so you guys are going to love the events. That's one thing that we promote. We promote events. This business is built from event to event. Excuse me. It starts in the home. We have home events. We call them, over here in the United States, we call them Zija home parties. You can call them what you want. Some people call them private business receptions, whatever you want to call them. The point is to have a regularly occurring event where you can invite some people over. You can play a simple video, like the video that we watched today, and you can say something. In the beginning, here's what it looked like for me. I invited a few friends over, and I would say, hey guys, thanks for coming. I appreciate you showing up. I'm going to be brief today, but I just wanted to share something I'm excited about. I like Zija. Zija's good. Watch this video. And then I press power, and I press play on a video. That's it, guys. It's simple. Anybody can do it. So it starts there, and then at the end of that video, I would maybe share a couple of stories, but then I would call Kevin Brazel or someone else other than me, because I was new, right? I'll call someone else and let them share their story, let them answer questions for my people. That's it. So that's how you do a Zija home party. We can talk more about that if there's questions. But it starts in the home. Then it leads to bigger events, like maybe a Super Saturday training event. We do those a lot here in the United States. And then from there, it leads to maybe like a Life Unlimited Academy, which is a bigger event where you might have, 200-300 people in the room, and people come from all over, different parts of the country to learn from someone that's proven, that's documented. And so from there, maybe it leads to an even bigger event like the Zija Regionals. And Belinda, I am so excited that you're coming to the United States. I know you are too. And I think, if I'm right, I think you're going to be bringing some people with you. So I say bring them all. Anybody that wants to come, you guys figure it out. I know it might be a challenge financially. You're flying across the planet, right? And I understand that. But if you can figure it out financially, if you can figure it out, and you might have to get a babysitter for a few days, you might have to get some affairs in order, but we've got about 4 weeks for you to do that. So I know we've already solidified that there's a few people coming, but man, if there's people on this call and you can make it happen, I say do it. Swing for the fence and try to make it happen. So the Zija Regionals are coming up. There's one in Cincinnati, Ohio in the United States. It's May 1st and 2nd, and I'm looking forward to meeting some of you guys from Australia. Then it leads to our international event in Salt Lake City. And that's where everyone from all across the world, every continent, every country comes together and celebrates Life Unlimited. We launch and unveil new products. We launch and unveil new systems and tools and resources. We have a keynote speaker and participate in personal development together. And so that's events, guys. That's what we promote. And secondarily, we promote people. Guys, in the corporate world, at least in my experience, I never really got an applause. Nobody really ever called me just to say, hey, great job, right? And so we've created an environment or a culture where we like to give people just, hey, an attaboy, right, or a pat on the back. We like to congratulate people for a job well done, and we want to create that type of culture. I always challenge people, don't worry about the 1 or 2 things that maybe somebody's not doing exactly right or exactly the way that you want it to be done. Instead, focus on the 200 things that they're doing right. Praise them for the good things that they're doing. Be a good finder and edify people. Build them up. Be in the construction business, not the destruction business, right? Build people up and promote people and make them feel good about themselves. Make sure that after someone leaves you, they feel better about themselves than they did before they found you, right? And so I want people to say, I'm better, I'm a better me when I'm around you. That's what I want people to say, right? And so promote people. Find opportunities to give people a pat on the back and say something positive about something they're doing or something they've done, okay? So that's the 4th P, promote. The 5th P is personal development. And remember, these are fundamentals, guys. These are simple, easy things that we can do every single day. They're not time-consuming. We can most of these we can literally knock them out in a few minutes a day, right? Personal development. When I wake up in the morning, my feet hit the ground. I get some XM Plus. I shake it up and I chug it, right? And I maybe participate then in I do some push-ups, right? You guys just heard my alarm going off. That was my alarm for push-ups, right? And so I do some physical stuff maybe. I maybe do some prayer, some meditation, whatever, and I do some personal development, right? Either audio, maybe you're putting the earbuds in while you're doing some physical workout, whatever, or maybe you're reading in a book. I'm old school. I like to read. Obviously I do audio. I do audio all throughout the day, but I do enjoy reading. So here's the deal. You can't always control what happens throughout your day. The in-between, the meat of the day. A lot of times pop quizzes come in life. So you can prepare for the tests, right? You can study for the tests, but you can't really prepare or study for the pop quizzes. So you have your idea, you have your schedule of what your day looks like, and then you go through your day, and it goes completely, sideways. Your boss at work or your fellow employees at work, or your kids do this, or they just knock you off course, right? And that's okay, because you can't control always. We do our best to self-manage our time, but you can't always control the in-betweens. But you can control what we call the bookends. You can control the beginning of your day and the end of your day, right? You can start strong and you can finish strong. And a good way to do that, I'm just giving you some advice, some tips. Start strong with some good nutrition. Start strong with a good book or a good audio, something positive to start your day. End and finish strong with maybe a detox tea, right, when you get your products in, maybe some XMPM or some lavender oil, whatever, to calm yourself and get a good night's sleep. And as you're sipping your tea, read a good book, listen to some good audio, put something positive in before you go to bed. So personal development, guys, is key. It's probably the missing ingredient in most people's business and in most people's life. It's why people stay stuck where they're at. It's why people, they go to work, they go to sleep, they go to work, they go to sleep. They get stuck in a rut, right? In America, we call it the rat race. I think Thoreau said it best. He said, most people live a quiet life of desperation only to arrive safely at their graves, right? Most people die at age 25. They just don't bury them until around age 85, right? And guys, there are seeds of greatness in us, but we have to cultivate those seeds. It takes action, it takes intentionality, and it takes personal development. Grow every day. You don't have to grow 100% every day, but grow 1% or 0.5%. Grow a little bit every day. Make sure that you're better tomorrow than you were today. Personal development is key. You wouldn't go a day without feeding your body, right? And some of us are feeding our body a little too much. You wouldn't go a day without feeding your body. Why in the world would you go a day without feeding your mind or without feeding your spirit, feeding your soul? And so personal development is near and dear to my heart. I know that it's the reason that I've attracted the success that I've had. And guys, I'm 1% of where I want to be. I'll never claim to have arrived, right? I know that I'm 1% of where I want to be. And personal development is that journey that's going to help me get where I want to go. See, success is not a bank account. It's not an amount of money or nice cars, nice houses. That might be a piece of the puzzle for you. It might be something that excites you. Success is what we attract by the person that we become. Success is the ability, Winston Churchill said, the ability to go from failure to failure without the loss of enthusiasm. My good friend Dexter Yeager used to tell me, success is the progressive realization of a dream, right? So all that becomes possible when we make a conscious decision to grow ourselves every single day. Grow your faith, right? Grow physically. Do some physical activity. Grow financially. This is the vehicle to do that with. Grow. So we got faith, finances. Grow in your fitness. Grow with your family, right? Make it a point to spend more time with your children, more intentional time with your spouse and your children, and grow in all of these different areas, guys. And personal development is what makes that possible. So those are the 5 Ps. Those are the fundamental 5. The fun 5 is what we call it. And you guys are going to get some resources that are coming to you that you're going to be able to see this broken down a lot more simpler than I just described it to you, and in a lot more duplicatable way for you to be able to share with your people as you begin to build a business. So I'm going to turn it back over to Dan. He might have a few closing thoughts or a few tips for you, maybe even a couple of topics. I'm not sure what they have planned. But, guys, I am so excited for you. Guys, you have a better opportunity now than I had when I got started 5 years ago. You have a better opportunity than Dan and Charity. You are the first movers. You are the pioneers. It's going to take some leadership. It's going to take the ability to stand up in the face of some adversity sometimes. There's going to be people that tell you it won't work, I promise you, right? There's naysayers. There's Debbie Downers and negative Nancys and pessimist Petes and sour Steves. And there's dream stealers, and there's people that are going to tell you, hey, that's not going to work. But here's what let me let you in on a little secret. Let me let you in on the end of the story. And the people that get started now, the people that lock arms with Belinda and all the other leaders that have already gotten started, those are the people that are going to benefit they're going to be looking back 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now and saying that was the best decision I ever made. And the people that don't, the people that choose not to get started, now it's okay. I'm not saying this may not be for you. I'm not saying it is for you. But here's what I am saying. Here's what I can promise you. The people that choose not to get started, they're going to be the people, excuse me, in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years that look back when they see Belinda and all the success that she's had, and Carmel and all these in Georgia, and all these other ladies, and Tony and Lisa and all these other people that they're seeing the success that these guys are having, not just financially, but the success that they're having, the freedom, the time that they have to spend with their family, the fact that they're investing in causes that they're passionate about. They're traveling the world. When they see all these, they see you guys doing that, they're going to be saying, that's the biggest regret that I have, because I didn't take action. I didn't join you guys when I had the chance. I didn't get started. So if you're a guest, don't let that be you. We invite you to join this movement, this Life Unlimited movement. We want you to be a part of it. We are boldly, unapologetically asking you to get started, asking you to join this, because we know the end of the story. We know how this thing works. And here's what I want to end with this. Guys, winners win in the best of conditions. And winners win on a muddy field, and losers lose in the best of conditions. But you're attached to a group of winners. People like Dan and Charity, people like Belinda, people like Kevin Brazel, who some of you haven't met yet, people like our corporate team, Chris Estes. This is a group of winners. So at the end of the day, when you get started, here's what you get. You get great products. The most nutrient-rich plant ever discovered. Guys, even where I come from, they call that a no-brainer, okay? You also are going to get a great business infrastructure. That's incredible. It's already set up for you, right? You don't have to know how to navigate around all the red tape. You don't have to know how to formulate products or worry about shipping or inventory or any of that kind of stuff. That's all taken care of. You're going to get a great compensation plan that's going to pay you based on results, and I'm excited to see what that compensation plan is going to be paying some of the people that are on this webinar in their first couple of days. You guys are going to make more money in your first couple of days than I did in my first several months, probably. So it's exciting. So you're going to get a great compensation plan. But here's what you really get when you get started with Zija. And don't take this the wrong way. This is not me being arrogant. You get me, and you get Dan Schaefer, and you get Charity Schaefer, and you get Belinda, and you get this team, guys. And we're not the smartest, we're not the best looking, we're not the best in every category. But here's what we do when it comes to this business. We win, period. Every single time, over and over and over. We've proven it. We're documented winners when it comes to this business, and we want to help you win. What did I say in the beginning? If you want to win in life, if you want to win in business, you partner with winners. And we're not the best at everything, but when it comes to this, we win. Documentation beats conversation. We're excited to partner with you. We're, if you can't tell, we're jacked out of our minds, excited and fired up about getting to meet you, a few of you, here in just a few weeks. And so, Dan, I'm going to pass it back over to you. I so appreciate you and your leadership and everything that you've done to make all this possible, and your wife Charity as well. I know you guys are excited about this new Australian group, and I am too. So I'm gonna pass it back to you, man. If you have any questions for me, maybe just ask me right off the cuff, right off the bat, and if not, then just dive right into your closing topics.
Okay. Well, Brandon, I appreciate you taking some time out of your morning and being able to share with us. I really do. I know when people get started, for us, and I know when we got started, the first thing is, obviously make a list, and then go over your reasons why, and et cetera, and things along those lines. You want to form a business plan, create a list, and then the thing that always follows up after that is, schedule an event, schedule a PBR. And so maybe, Brandon, if you could share with me what a PBR looks like for these guys, and why they need or why they should schedule one ASAP if they can.
Yeah. So I touched on it briefly, but I said if you guys wanted me to, I would dive in a little bit deeper. So he said the acronym PBR, which stands for Private Business Reception. Some people call it a ZHP, which just is Zija Home Party. But yeah, people will come to your home. Your friends and family is what I'm talking about. Your coworkers, people that you see and that they know you and they trust you. they'll come to your home sometimes, well, oftentimes, before they'll come to, a hotel or a corporate meeting. People that are in corporate jobs, they're in meetings all day long. So if you say, hey, come to my meeting after you get out of, a bunch of meetings at work, most people don't want to do that. But they don't mind coming over and sitting down watching a couple videos with you at your house. So that's why this starts in the home. That's why we've had such success. And then the key, guys, is to keep it simple. Now, I understand, cultures are different. Maybe culturally things are a little bit different in Australia. And I've really got to do some push-ups here soon. I missed out on one set already. All right. So, but I know cultures are a little bit different. But I would just keep it as simple as possible. I would literally invite, obviously, invite as many people as possible, especially if it's your first event, because you want to launch. A typical traditional business, they have business launches, they have grand openings, and I would encourage you, if you're getting started with this business, have a launch, have a grand opening for your business, just like you would if it was any kind of traditional business, and invite people over, invite them over and say, listen, I'm excited. I've got something I want to share with you. I want you to take 30, 45 minutes to come over, and I want to share this with you. So can I count on you? Can you show up on Tuesday at 7 o'clock, right, or whatever day you schedule it for? Invite some people over. And you might even have a couple of team members, since we have some people that are already in the business now, have a couple of team members come support you for your business launch. Have somebody come share their story. There's power in numbers. Have a couple of people share, what they're excited about, so that we create some social proof, and they see visually and they hear audibly that it's not just one person. There's multiple people seeing success and that are excited. So invite some people over, and then when to start the event, guys, keep it simple. You can have some water, bottled water, some pretzels or something, but, you don't have to cook a filet, you don't have to cook a salmon, or, you don't have to have a big spread or a smorgasbord of food. You don't have to go overboard. You can, you can do some small things if you like to do that, or if you guys like cookouts or whatever, do the barbecue deal. But here's the deal. Keep it simple. I typically, I mean, if you come to an event at my house, you're lucky if you get, pretzels and bottled water. I mean, that's that's over the top for me. And so I would keep it simple, and I would say, hey guys, thanks for coming. I really appreciate you. I made a list of some people that I wanted to share this with, and this is my first event, and you guys are at the top of that list. That's why I invited you here. That's why you're here today. And so I'm excited for you. At the end of all this, whether this is for you or not is okay. It doesn't matter to me. But just know I'm excited to share it with you. And so I love Zija because I'm excited about the products because of this, or I love Zija because I'm excited about the business, or both, whatever it might be. And so just share your story. Share a quick 30-second version of your story. And then say, all right, guys, we're going to watch this video. It's going to tell you a little bit about the products, a little bit about the company, and a little bit about the opportunity. And just share that video that I showed you today. You can pick a couple of other videos, short videos, keep it short. But as you learn the resources, you might find videos that you like that you want to share, that you think are going to speak to your specific prospects. A lot of the diamond videos are good. So let's say you had a lot of stay-at-home moms that were showing up to your business launch, your first event. So you might play the Zija opportunity video, and then if time allows, if we're keeping it short, simple, but if time allows, you might even share Jessica Phillips' video, just because there's a lot of stay-at-home moms in the room there. But Jessica Phillips, obviously, she was a stay-at-home mom, and she's now multiple six-figure earner, probably soon to be seven-figure earner with Zija, and she's done some incredible stuff. Started charities all over the world, and adopted a couple of children because of the income from this business. So she's got a great story. So you might kind of share a couple videos, and then at the end of it, if you've got Belinda there, or if you've got somebody there, they can kind of close it down for you and just share their story and share their excitement and answer questions. If you don't have somebody there, then what you can do is you can either Skype or do some sort of, we'll figure out the communications, but have somebody from the U.S. or somebody from Australia kind of close it out over speakerphone or I don't know if you guys have Apple TV or something like that over there. We've been using that a lot lately, so that they can actually see, see the face, hear the voice, and do an Apple TV where you do like a FaceTime and it pops up on the screen. So you could do something like that, or you could do Skype, something simple, or you can just do it over the phone. I mean, literally, when I got started, it was all over the phone. I would call Kevin Brazel and I would say, hey man, I've got 3 or 4 of my good friends here that we just watched a couple of quick videos, and I'm excited to share this with them because I care about them. But I was wondering if, I'm pretty new. I was wondering if you could just kind of share your story, Kevin, and maybe answer their questions for me. And then he would say okay, and I would just put it on speakerphone, and I would just hold my phone or set it down close to them where they could hear it. It's that simple. And Kevin would share his story. Kevin would answer their questions. And the reason why that's all important, I didn't talk a lot about the psychology today, but I'll take this just small opportunity. The reason why we do things the way we do, and understand, it is all intentional. There is a reason why we do things the way we do it. There is a lot of psychology behind it. You want to keep it simple and duplicatable. You see, in this business, it's not what works that matters. It's what duplicates that matters. If you want to have a big business, right? And it's worked out pretty well for us. We've developed a very, very large organization in a pretty short amount of time globally, all over the world, because we've kept it simple, and because of that, it duplicates easily, right? So the reason why it's important to do things the way we do it is because your prospect, you want them to see that they can do this. The reason why people don't join other people in network marketing typically is because they were shown a process that was not duplicatable. They were shown something that was, maybe difficult. So, going back to the Peak Pass plug, when somebody, if you go, vomit comment all over somebody, they're thinking, man, you're saying it's Zija and it's 92 verifiable nutrients and 36 anti-inflammatories and omega-3, 6, and 9 and amino essential oils and ripsticks, and it's a billionaire named Ken Brailsford and he's done this twice before and blah, right? When you do that to somebody, in their mind, they're thinking, I don't know what you're trying to do to me right now, but I don't want to go do that to other people. And they're thinking, so the process that you lead people through is more important than the actual content that you show them or that they see or hear. They're going to see or hear the content no matter what. The important thing is how it's delivered, how they see it and hear it. And so that's the part that's up to us. So the prospect, they're always asking 2 questions, and this is a little deeper than I wanted to go today, but I'll share this with you. The prospect is always asking 2 questions. Subconsciously, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, is it a good idea? Does it make sense? And then they're thinking, the second question is, can I do it, right? So the first question is easy to answer. No matter how, even if you throw up all over them verbally or, whatever, they're going to say, yeah, of course it's a good idea. It's the most nutrient-rich plant ever discovered. It's Ken Brailsford. If they actually take a look and slow down long enough to look at the facts, everyone's going to agree that it's a good idea. Josh Plant graduated first in his class from Harvard. Yes, it's a good idea. The second question, and this is the thing that most people don't get when they join a network marketing business, the second question is harder for us to answer, and it is they're asking themselves, can I do it? Can I do what Brandon is trying to do to me right now? And they may not even realize they're asking that, but they are subconsciously. They're judging what you're doing as you prospect them. They're judging what you're doing and asking, can I do that? Or do I want to do that? And so if you come across as a salesy, silver tongue, you're just, you're smooth, whatever. If you do that, they're thinking, man, of course they can do that, but I can't do that. Right? I'm not good like that. I'm not good at sales. I'm not good at talking. They create all these excuses in their head because of the way that the information is delivered. So just keep that in mind. All prospects, they're asking 2 questions. Is it a good idea? Does it make sense? And can I do it, or do I want to do it? So if at any point in the process that you lead your prospect through, here's the bad news. If at any point in the process that your prospect, they say, no, it's not a good idea, which they're not going to do that if they take a serious look at it, or no, I can't do what they're trying to do to me, or I don't want to do it, if at any point in the process they say that, you've lost them, right? Now you can revisit them later. You can drip on them over time. You can come back and do it correctly, you know, and trust me, I've done that a bunch. I've came back to people and said, look, I apologize. I probably scared the heck out of you when I approached you about this a couple years ago because I was new and I was excited. Allow me the opportunity to show it to you the right way. So I do that all the time. But here's the flip side of that. Here's the good news. If after you've led them through that process, you've peaked them, you've passed them, you've plugged them, and then you've given them 3 or 4 or 5 exposures and follow-ups, okay? And that's another topic that we can talk about later. It's going to take 4 to 6 exposures and follow-ups on average for the average person, not everybody, but on average. Just understand 4 to 6 pokes or 4 to 6 drips, whatever you want to call it, before the person's ready to get started. They watch a video, and they get to a sit-down, and they get to a Zija home party, and then maybe they get on the phone with somebody, and then maybe they come to a bigger event, or they watch a webinar. 4, 5, 6 little drips like that, and typically they're going to be ready to get started. But if you lead them through a process that's simple and it's duplicatable, and at the end of that process they answer yes to both of those questions, yes, it's a good idea and it makes sense, and yes, I can do it and I want to do it. If they answer yes to those 2 questions, here's the good news. They get started 100% of the time. That's when I realized that, when I understood that and I grasped that concept, I realized it's not about me being great. It's not about me being a genius. It's not about me being awesome. It's about me showing them a process that they can easily duplicate, right? So we don't have to worry about the content, the Moringa and the Mayo and the Josh Plant and the Ken Brailsford and all that. We have the tools and resources to effectively, simply, and duplicatably, is that a word? In a duplicatable way, share that with people. We don't have to worry about that part. Our job is to get ourselves out of the way and show people a process that they can also feel comfortable doing, and that'll create duplication, baby. And when you got duplication, you can create excitement and you can create momentum. And when you've got momentum, it's going to be a fun day in Australia. I'll just put it that way. So, but to get back to the heart of your question, Dan, events are everything, and it starts in the home. It starts with the Zija home parties or the private business reception, whatever you want to call it, and it starts there. And I encourage you, as soon as you get started with Zija, even if you don't have product, which I know you guys don't yet, get started by having a home event and share some excitement. Say, listen, this is the launch. This is the beginning. You're seeing it, you know, just like you guys have already been doing. Share what you're excited about. You know, we're at the ground floor of Australia. These guys are supporting us. We're locked arms, side by side, 100% business partners, and we're taking this thing to the top. And you don't want to miss this train. You know, you can share your excitement, and then share a video. Say, I like Zija. Zija's good. Watch this video. Press power. Press play. And then at the end of it, you know, have someone there to share their story, their excitement, to validate what you're talking about, and then answer questions, or Skype someone in, or call someone to put it on speakerphone, you know, and share their story and answer questions. So, Dan, I hope that covers you know, what you were looking for. If not, you can steer me, and maybe we can dive in a little deeper if needed.
That's fantastic. I appreciate That's fantastic. I appreciate it, Brandon. I really do. Home events are crucial. You know, you always want people doing home events and three-way calls, and so that's why I thought that was fantastic. Can you hear me okay? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes I know there's a lag. And so real quick, right before we wrap it up, Brandon, I just wanted to quickly go over some back office training. So I appreciate your time. And then after the back office training, I would like to just do Q&A and just open it up for anybody to ask any questions.
Okay. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go knock out some push-ups, and I'm gonna be listening though. I'm just gonna mute myself out, and then I'll be listening for you, and I'll come back, and I'll stay here all day, guys. As long as I know you. I appreciate you bearing with us. I know this is the price of being the pioneer, right? This is the price of being at the beginning and being the people that pave the way for the rest of everybody else that's coming in the future, you're going to make this much easier for everyone else. You're going to be the superheroes because they're going to be thankful to you because you were willing to be on a webinar for an hour or two to learn this stuff, to be able to teach them a simple, duplicatable way of doing it. So I appreciate everyone on here. I appreciate your time. And on the back end, after Dan covers some real simple back office stuff, I'd love to do some Q&A. So I'll turn it back to you, man.
Awesome. Thanks. I appreciate it. Oh, goodness. All right. And so I am in. Okay. Can everybody, Brandon, can you see the screen? All right. Fantastic. All right. So we're logged in here. So you go to myzija.com, and then you just simply enter your username and password. There's some training on products and stuff along here down this line. Right. Go to Core University. Then you go to resources. You can go to Zija Corporate. It's going to take you to Drink Life In, a Mayo Difference, Ripstick, the phenomenal websites. And I'm just briefly going over this. You got the FSC displays. That's your fast start commissions. That's everything that's going to be a first order through your entire organization. Zija Rewards. Every order you place, you're going to get a percentage back. That you can get free products with. And then the Team Builder duplication or the duplication, this is where you'd find this information here underneath the promotions. Imagine that. and then you can go up to the marketing tab right here, and then registered events. That's for when you buy tickets to show you what you registered for. Library Center is fantastic. It's going to have all kinds of resources in there. And then for you guys to look at, as you can see, all down documents, enrollment applications, policies and procedures, product profiles, all kinds of great stuff in there. And then contacts. I wanted to show you this just for the simple fact that you can purchase. Well, you should be able to so you add contacts here, okay, and then what you should be able to do, and maybe this is a preferred customer, so maybe you can't, but you should be able to purchase fit packs, okay. You can start them on a drip campaign. You can do Facebook websites, auto posts, stuff along those lines, and then your replicated site, right? This is where you're going to choose your website that you can send people to. As far as that goes, you can choose your image, things, your story, you can put that on there, your contact information. And then your orders, you're going to go to my auto ship order, right? That's going to be what your auto ship is. Last date it went out, where it's getting shipped to, etc. Order history, you can search your entire order history. You can place a personal order. Okay, a lot of this is self-explanatory. I just want to go over, like I said, very quickly and show you. And then view my team. This is what's kind of cool. All right, I like this. This is going to be your genealogy. So this is you. You got your left team points, okay, left rank points, and right rank points. All right, and you're hovering over yourself here. And so, and it shows how many people you got in your organization, how many people you personally enrolled, your auto ship when stuff's come out, right? And then, and so this is where for me, this is where I go to see what I need for rank. And then you got your customer reports for you personally enrolled, and then we go up here to commissions. And you can do the commissions report, see how you're getting paid. You can go to FSC report. That's going to generate a report for you and all your sponsor trees, see, for your first orders. Data summaries. But this is probably one of my favorite things that I like to show people, is because it's kind of a vision stretcher. Maybe. There we go. But it's the ranking commissions page, and if you haven't seen this, I would highly suggest going to it. But this is just an average of what each rank makes weekly. Okay, And so the company looks at everybody's ranks and they say, hey, this is what they made. And I believe it's a rolling average because they do change. And so let's say I just got in, I'm a distributor, I'm rocking and rolling, and I want to know what it's going to take to get to gold this week. So I click on gold over here, and then obviously you can see from preferred customer to gold, you gotta be active, right? You gotta have 2 personally enrolled, and then you gotta have 2 Builder 500s, and then you gotta have 4,000 on each leg. All right, and so but golds typically the average make about $732 a week, which ain't too bad. You can make more, you can make less, but that's the average, right? And so and do that 4 weeks in a row, you get a car bonus, and et cetera, and things along those lines. Crown Diamond League, Crown up here, it just gets unfathomably unlimited, so to speak, and so that they don't really post what those are. And then, but that's where you want to find out where you can look at it and you can kind of tell what I need to hit, silver, right? What do I need? I need 2 Builder 500s. Well, how do you get a Builder 500? You help somebody hit the rank of Builder 500. And you can also do that by enrolling them on 500 PV or more in that week. So, and then you go up to the account information, and you can go into you can be a wholesale member. A Life Unlimited app, you can turn that on. They have an app you can download to where you can just enroll people on your app. You can access your back office. You can access some videos. It's a great app. You have to turn it on right there. And then payment info, stuff along those lines. But then account info. Most of you guys already have this set up, but I usually scroll down, and then I usually change the placement, your binary placement here, to holding tank. And that way you can enroll people on the go, okay, and they just go in your holding tank and you can place them later. So but that's kind of the back office thing, training. Let me bring up, let me see if I can unmute this entire thing, and then we got Q&A here. Well, maybe we shouldn't unmute it. maybe if you guys have any questions, go ahead and type them in chat, and then Brandon can answer them in order, and then we'll open it up to say hi and all that good stuff. Does anybody have any questions? They got a great raise your hand thing here. Nothing. All right. Let me see if I can unmute it. There we go. So you guys are unmuted. Is there any Q&A? You guys any questions you guys have? No questions? Fantastic. I think that's it. You guys had a great webinar. And so we look forward to growing with you guys. And, that's I want to bring Belinda, are you back on? Belinda? Maybe, okay. Yes. Maybe you can share what your vision for Australia is real quick, and then we'll kind of go from there. We'll close it down. Did you hear us?
What you say? Can you ask?
Beautiful. So maybe share with us your vision for Australia, and then we'll close it down.
I do want to mention a couple things real quick.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, my vision for Australia is the Aussie takeover. And as I mentioned, it's going to be Aussie versus CX in a very nice way. You know what, I see us really taking a stride for team members all around the country. And I really want they're in good hands. And I've been working with you guys and with Brandon and tonight here to know and yeah, the Aussie takeover, it's like can be, I'm learning as much as I can every day. So yes, I'm putting everyone in the best position possible, and I just really working with everything. I can't hear at all.
All right.
Awesome. Okay, hopefully everybody can hear me now.
Yeah.
Awesome. I wanted to hop on and say hello. I apologize that I've been in and out this morning. I've been helping get the kiddies ready for school. But I wanted to hop on and just say hello, and I don't know if this has been covered or not, but we are working on a text app so that we can all communicate internationally. We want to be sure that as people are getting started that we're welcoming them. We take pride in that and showing support. So if anyone has any suggestions on a good text app, please feel free to share with us. Also, as people are getting started, be sure that we're doing friend suggestions and things like that so we can connect with one another. And we're just working out some kinks and stuff. We're obviously open to some suggestions. This was the first Aussie webinar, and so it'll only get better from here. But I definitely wanted to hop on and say hello and just extend my hand in support and in friendship. And guys, we'll just take this to the top. So just feel free and comfortable to reach out to me as well. And I'm here for you guys. And like I said, we'll work out the whole text app thing. And hold on one second, I got a text message. Okay, we will work out the whole text app thing. I think that'll be really important. And also ways of communicating verbally over the phone. Hopefully we can figure that out too. And Belinda, I know you had some tips on that as well. So I'm excited to lock arms with all you guys. Appreciate you. And I'll turn it back over to my lovely husband.
That's it. We'll wrap it up unless, Belinda, you have something else.
No, that's it. I appreciate you guys putting this together, and thanks Brandon as well, and taking time away from your family as well. I know you're getting your little ones ready for school, so we really do appreciate it. And we made history tonight, the first one ever.
That's right.
And look forward to the next one.
Right.
Thanks, guys.